Hello everyone, this is part 3 of What If Naruto Was Iron Man, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Jiraiya chuckled and said, "Good one, Tsunade Haim. Well, you see the thing is." Tsunade turned in her seat and grabbed Jiraiya by the front of his shirt and raised him off the floor by it and said, "Look, I washed my hands with Konoha a long time ago and of anything that reminds me of it. Just leave me alone." As she shoved him away and he hit the wall 20 feet away. Naruto looked at Tsunade and then at the girl next to her and Naruto asked, "Then what are you doing traveling with a Konoha ninja? If you washed your hands of Konoha then what is she doing with you?" As he thought, according to Jiraiya that is Shizune, Tsunade official apprentice meaning she was a Konoha nin. Tsunade flinched and Shizune said, "I am Tsunade apprentice." Naruto said, "Then by the laws of the Leaf Village that means you are accepting the duties as a Konoha shinobi. What rank are you?" Shizune flinched at Naruto words and said, "I," as she looked at Tsunade. Tsunade asked, "What rank are you and who the hell are you Gaki?" Naruto said, "Naruto Uzumaki, Chunin of Konoha." Tsunade said, "And I am a Sannin and Shizune has traveling rights as my apprentice so don't even think about finishing your argument." Naruto said, "As long as you are a loyal Konoha shinobi and if you refuse to return to Konoha under the orders of the Sandaime who sent us makes you a missing nin and thus if your assistant also refuses makes her one as well." Jiraiya who stood back up said, "That's enough Naruto." Naruto said, "What's enough? I mean we ran into a pair of S-rank missing nins on our way to find the old hag here after Konoha was attacked by Orochimaru and his army and the army of Suna and because the old man sent for her and she." Tsunade clenched her fist and asked, "What the hell did you call me Gaki?" as she unleashed some ki. Naruto felt it and ignored it and said, "Please, Zabuza and Orochimaru both had more ki than that and Shukaku had more than both of them so yours doesn't affect me and as for the old hag part, you look like one with all those wrinkles." All three of the other there gasped and Tsunade rubbed her face and said, "What wrinkles?" Naruto said, "The ones you have on your face and hands. Genjutsu doesn't work on me." As he heard Eva say there was a genjutsu on Tsunade. Jiraiya thought, so that suit can even penetrate Tsunade genjutsu. Tsunade crossed her arms and glared at Naruto and said, "So what if you see what I really look like? I am still a Sannin, Chunin." Naruto said, "All I see is a old has-been drunk who lets her past control her. The bingo book tells all about you brother and fiancé dying in the war and you leaving Konoha vowing never to return. You may have at one time have been a great Sannin but all I see is an old decrepit has-been who drinks too much sake, with a massive gambling addiction, and, as a punch hit him right in the head and he flew back 20 feet through a wall." Jiraiya screamed, "Naruto," as he started to move as Tsunade lowered her fist. To everyone shocked Naruto walked in and said, "Damn, Sakura punches harder than you do granny and Shush is a weak fangirl and here I expected more from a Sannin but I guess you were the weaker of the three then because I fought Orochimaru before so I know how tough he is and I can beat Ero-Sannin here with a single jutsu just like I beat the old man so tell me, what does it feel like to be a weakling?" Jiraiya thought the suit must have absorbed most of the chakra from Tsunade punch which is why he was not hurt. "Be careful kid because Tsunade losing it." Tsunade narrowed her eyes and said, "This kid is just as much of an idiot as your last student Jiraiya." Naruto said, "At least my father had the balls to protect what is precious to him but maybe that's your problem, since you were never born with them perhaps no one ever gave you any either. Maybe it was because your body is so old and your boobs are so sagged to bad you never could attract anyone after your fiancé. He must have felt sorry for you." Tsunade turned red and Jiraiya was wide-eyed and thought, "Oh fuck kid, you just had to go there, didn't you?" Tsunade said, "That's it kid, you're dead, talk bad about me all you want but don't you ever speak about Dan like that," as she charged at Naruto. Naruto snorts and jumps backwards and glides out the hole in the wall he went through earlier as Tsunade chased after him. Shizune who was shocked started to chase after them when Jiraiya grabbed her shoulder and shook her head and said, "Don't worry, the kid can take the punishment he's about to receive and his left arm is broke so he can't really use any jutsu so he can't hurt her." Shizune said, "But." Jiraiya said, "Come on but let this play out. Maybe this will work out." And thought, "I hope." Naruto, who glided backwards 50 feet in front of Tsunade, led her outside the village and stopped in the field, and Tsunade said, finally decided to quit running Gaki. Naruto said, no, unlike you I don't like to see others suffer for getting caught in the middle. You attack Jiraiya and me for just talking, and you never care about who got hurt in the process, you old hag. Perhaps that's why your family is all dead now, because you never cared. Tsunade screamed, you don't know, as she froze as she saw blood running down Naruto's left arm from going through the wall with an inch piece of wood sticking out of his arm, and Naruto saw her freeze and blinked and looked around and followed her eyes and thought, my blood, what made her freeze? As he raised his arm that had a trail of blood going down it as he walked toward her, and he saw her becoming scared as she fell backwards and tried to scoot back. Naruto frowned and thought, so the sight of blood makes her freeze, must be because of what happened during the war. Gigi always got those far-off looks in his eyes when he talked about the bad battles he was in when he was younger. Just then Jiraiya and Shizune arrived, and Naruto turned to them and said, come on Ero-sanin, I was wrong, she's not a coward, but she's useless to anyone, no. If a little blood from a scratch makes her freeze, then she can't heal anyone and she would never be able to be Hokage. She doesn't have the will of fire to protect herself, much less what is precious to her. She doesn't have the strength to be Hokage, because true strength comes from protecting that which is precious to you. A Hokage has to hold Konoha precious to them no matter what and be willing to do anything to protect it, including sacrificing their lives. A person who can't stand the sight of blood can't send someone to fight and possibly die in battle so that their loved ones at home could live on in their name. She never understood that was why her brother and fiancé died for. You told me that they wanted to be Hokage, so they knew they had to protect what is precious to them, even with their lives. They held her as precious and died so she wouldn't. My father did the same thing, giving his life to seal Kyuubi into me to protect me and Konoha. My life may have been hell, but I understand why now, and I accept that fact. I am a Jinchuriki. I will sacrifice myself to protect what is precious to me because my dream is to be Hokage. I will become Hokage one day, I give you my word, and I never go back on my word. That's my nindo, my ninja way. As he turned and started to walk away, Jiraiya looked at him and asked, where are you going, Gaki? Naruto said, home. The mission's a failure because the Sannin Tsunade died a long time ago. All that is left is an old woman who is lost in her past. We all lose people who we care for. You lost my father, who was like a son to you, according to Gigi. Gigi lost his son and wife. I lost both my parents before I ever had a chance to know them, but we at least live on in their memory. Or at least Gigi and I do. Maybe that is why you spend all that time away, was because like Tsunade you never actually got over my dad's death. I don't know, but I see that she is not the person we came looking for. There's no will to live in her eyes anymore, much less the will of fire. How can she ever heal my arm if she can't even heal herself? I got the key to the hotel room, so I am going to get a bite to eat and sleep. We can go back home tomorrow. As he walked away, Shizune, who was over at Tsunade's side holding her, looked at Naruto leaving and thought, he is so much like my uncle, oh Tsunade, as she felt Tsunade shaking. Jiraiya sighed and pulled out a scroll and unsealed some sake and a deck of cards and sat down across from Tsunade and said, go on and get something to eat, Shizune. I will stay with her, as he began to deal the cards. Shizune looked at him and Tsunade slowly reached for the sake, and Shizune sighed as she stood up slowly and walked back toward town. In town, Naruto thought, so what now, Eva? Tsunade can't heal my arm, and Gigi and Ero-sanin both said she was the only one who could fix it. Without my arm my career is over and I don't know how to do anything else. Eva was quiet for several minutes, and in Naruto's HUD display a picture of the bones in his arm appeared, and Eva said, according to the current information I have based on the scans of your body before and after the injury, as well as comparing to that of your right arm, the broken bone will never be able to be healed because your body does not have the necessary material or information on how to recreate an entire missing section of bone, much less two. The only possible theory I can come up with is replacement with a compatible component. Naruto thought, but what can be a replacement part for a bone besides another bone, and if so, how can it be done? Eva turned the bone in his vision horizontal and placed a view of the armor for the right arm in view, and two pieces that looked like springs with metal couplers highlighted before being removed, and he saw how after sawing the bone in his arm to a smooth set length to slowly attack those two pieces to his arm, and he even said, based on the current information I believe that transferring the shock adapters to your arm from the suit that your arm could be repaired, however this operation only has a 42% chance of succeeding, and the chance of you either going into shock from the pain resulting in you dying from the blood loss or virus infection after the process was completed is a possibility. Unlike when you were poisoned by the demon brothers, your body no longer has trace amounts of QB chakra flowing through it to neutralize the poisoner infections. You still have an advanced metabolism as well as healing factor from adapting to the QB chakra, and any poisons your body has already been infected with you are immune to, as well as any viruses that you have encountered. However, you will have to fight normal infection like everyone else, which increase the chance of you dying from this process, since the type of virus you will most likely come in contact with is one that results in the loss of people's limbs or death. Naruto stopped and thought, are there any other alternatives? Eva said, at this moment with the exception of some form of medical treatment from Tsunade, with the knowledge of basic human anatomy and your own body, I can find no other alternative. Naruto bit his lip and looked around and thought, can you demonstrate the process while it is going on to me like you did to help the Rasengan? Eva was silent for several seconds and said, if you intend to do this operation yourself, the chance of survival drops to less than 10%, as all I will be able to do is demonstrate the process. I won't be able to help if you pass out from blood loss or pain. Naruto looked up at the sky and said, I understand, show me a list of everything I will need to do this. A man who had a small booth set up said, well, all you got to do is follow the ball, kid, and you win if you can pick the cup that has the ball in it, making Naruto look at him. Naruto asked, huh? The man said, didn't you just ask how to do this? Naruto thought a second and said, yeah, show me how to play real quick please. The man showed a ball under the middle cup of 7 cups and he started to move them, and Eva highlighted the cup and he said, just chose the right cup and win if you pay to play. 3-to-1 odds, kid, you be 5 and win you get 15, get it? As he showed the cup Eva highlighted. Naruto said, sure, as he reached into his sleeve pocket on his broke arm and pulled out his frog wallet, and the man said, funny place to put your money. Naruto said, I guess, let's start over again and I will place all my money on the game, and the man said, seems like you my kind of player, an all or nothing type, huh? Let's see. 0.500, alright kid, you win and I pay you 1500, so either way one of us will have 2000, but I won't have enough to play another game after that for today, so you sure you want to play? Naruto said, sure. The man placed the 500 from Naruto and the 1500 together and he showed the ball and he moved faster this time as Eva tracked the right cup, and when the man finished Naruto pointed to the right cup and the man said, guess luck is on your side today, kid. Sire around, as he showed Naruto one and handed Naruto the money. Naruto said, I feel bad about winning though. The man chuckled and said, trust me kid, I am glad you actually won. You see, I haven't always been a trustworthy dealer. If you were one of the snobbish nobles or a dickhead, I would have cheated your ass like this, as a small slot appeared under one of the circles in the table where the cup go. Naruto said, I see, so why tell me? The man said, I know you cheated somehow. I don't know how, but your eyes never bothered to track the cup, so you had some way of knowing. I've done this for a long time, kid, and anyone who can cheat me deserves to win. Naruto looked sheepish and the man said, relax, everyone cheats at gambling one way or another, either with dirty deals, tricked dice, marked cards, or even food and liquor. It all comes down to who is better at it. Naruto squinted his eyes and asked, how can you cheat with food or liquor? The man said, several ways actually. 1. The waitress who comes with the items can either have a shiny tray to show the others your cards. Looks at your cards while setting the items down and signaling a dealer or another player. Or the best way is make you enjoy yourself while gambling. People who are drunk spend more than they realize and don't pay as much attention, and good food will make you hungry, so you will want another bite of it while it is hot before it gets cold to distract you from the game, and you don't mind losing a few hands that you would have won normally because you're happy. And the thing the casino get their money back if you win is when you tell others how you won. They come hoping to win and try the good food and drinks, giving the house more chances win back what they lost plus more. Entertainment's the same way. Draw you there to spend your money and treat you special, and you will act like a king, spending more than you normally would, and soon you broke and the house wins. It's all cheating, but in the end it all comes down to who is better at it. You ever play me again or anyone else with my game, be sure to follow with your eyes so they think you an easy mark, and remember to watch for traps. Sire Kid. As he turned with his fold-up table and left. Naruto thought, I see. Eva said, though next time I won't help you cheat unless there is a reason. I do not know how much it will cost to get the items we need, so I helped where I could since you hurt because of me. Naruto thought, no Eva. It was my fault for not understanding what I ordered you to do so I could save Gaara. If I lose my arm I don't blame you. Everyone was right about me. I am an idiot who rushes into things without thinking. Eva was silent on this, and Naruto sighed when he felt someone touch his left arm, and he looked and saw Shizune, who had her eyes narrowed, and asked, how come you did not feel me touch you until I touched your broke arm? Naruto said, I have my reasons. Can I help you with something? Shizune said, yes, as she slapped him and winced as her hand hit his face, and she said, your face feels like metal. Naruto said, you think, how else do you think I survived that punch from the old hag? Shizune frowned and said, you really should not have said that to her, you don't know what she has been through in her life. The death of her brother and my uncle hurt her worse than any kunai wound. Naruto narrowed his eyes and said, actually I think I know exactly what she been through. I know the pain of losing someone you care about. I lost someone who I wish could have been my brother. I know what it is like to have no one in your life to comfort you. She has you by her side, but she doesn't even realize the pain she is causing you by being the way she is. I may be an idiot, but I can read people's eyes better than anyone, and I see the way you look at her. I know you care for her for some reason, but I also see it causes you pain, regret, pity. When was the last time you did something for yourself? When was the last time you actually had a smile on your face or felt you made a difference in the world? Your eyes should have little crow's feet beside them from laughing and smiling, but all I see is the beginning of wrinkles, and you're only what? 0.10 years older than me, if even that. You're too young to have wrinkles. You should be turning heads, breaking hearts, and having a life and family. Not being dragged down by your only connection to your dead family. Do you think that your uncle would want either you or her to spend your life the way you are, or do you think he would want you to spend your life telling your children and grandchildren about the amazing man he was? If you think I hate Tsunade or you, then you're wrong. I just pity you both, because to me you both represent what I could have become if I never would have met Haku. Now if you will excuse me, I have some stuff to do. As he walked by her and began to walk through the town looking at the stores, but stops and said over his shoulder, just remember Shizune, Tsunade not going to live forever, nobody does. What will you do when she's gone and you're too old to start to live? I hope you find what you're looking for. Shizune stood there and thought, how can he know how I feel in my heart, having never met me before? I know Uncle Dan would be sad with the way Tsunade and I live, and I know I want to start a family after finding someone to love, but I can't just leave Tsunade in her darkness alone. What should I do? 2 hours later, Naruto unlocked the door to the hotel room, and he closed the door and sat the bag on the table in the room and sighed as Eva appeared, and he began to unpack the bag on the table before he went into the bathroom and grabbed all the towels and grabbed the metal ice bucket and filled it with hot water before walking back to the table. He set a chemical burner on the table with a small bottle of kerosene, and he sat the ice bucket on top of it as it began to heat the water. He then unpacked several knives and a bone saw blade, putting them in the water, and thought, good thing hunting is popular here and they had a bone saw to cut the bones in the animals. He then dragged the other table over toward the one he had all the items on, and he set the towels on the table, and he stepped back over by the bed and said, all right Eva, let's get those 2 pieces. Eva nods and the armor appeared on Naruto's left arm, and he winced as he felt the weight from it, and he set the arm in his lap, and Eva said, just follow my lead. As she showed a holographic screwdriver she scanned that Naruto had got, and a small compartment opened on the left side of the arm, and she said, as you can see, this is the safety shock absorber to help protect your arm from the damage of the thrust cannon. I believe these will be the parts that will work to repair your arms. Are you sure you wish to continue, or perhaps ask Tsunade or Shizune to do this? Naruto frowned and said, no, Tsunade can't do it because she will freeze from the blood, and Shizune won't do it because she cares too much for Tsunade. You can't save those who don't want to be saved, and they can't save others when they themselves are trapped. I realized when I got you, Eva, that I have to rely on myself and you. I can't be protected all my life. I will fix my arm and I will get stronger. I will learn to use you right, and I will show the person who gave you to me that their trust was not wrong. Nobody ever believed in me before like he did, not even Gigi. I don't know where I would be without you now in my life, but I am thankful for you. And thought, at least I won't be alone again with nobody who cares for me. Eva heard his thoughts and frowned and said, very well. Do as I do and we can get the parts out within 20 minutes, and by that time the blades should be sterile so we can begin. As she demonstrated how to remove the two pieces. When they were done, Eva sealed the armor back into the seals on Naruto's arm, and Naruto asked, what about the armor? Eva said, it will take 24 hours to replace pieces. Naruto asked, exactly how does you do that? Eva said, this suit is filled with nanite technology. Billions of little machines that are each designed to fulfill one purpose each. Repair and replace a section of the armor. As you walk, seals in the shoes absorb the mineral in the dirt, storing them in separate seals. Then as the suit is powered, they are converted into new nanites, who are then stored in parts of the suit to wait for a section of the suit to need repaired. When that happens, they will go to the area that is damaged and replace that section. Naruto scrunched his nose and said, so these little machines repair the suit with themselves. Eva said, yes, though the more damage you receive, the longer it will take to repair the section of the suit. To completely replace one piece takes 24 hours. To replace an entire section like the entire arm if completely destroyed would take 72 hours. If more than one section is destroyed, then it will take even longer. Naruto thought and asked, what if the entire suit was destroyed? What would happen? Naruto felt the armor disappear from his body and he saw the blue power cell, and Eva walked over and put her finger near it and said, do you see this? This is me. I am connected to you inside of there, connected to your chakra network and your spine, which is how I am able to hear your thoughts. I am also designed with the same technology as the suit. If the entire suit was destroyed but this remains, I could replace the suit in 3 months. However, if that is destroyed, then it won't matter because I will be dead and so will you. We are one, Naruto. I am a part of you just as you are a part of me. In a sense, I am your heart and you are my body, and we are part of the same soul. I learn as you learn. I have separate thoughts and knowledge, but so does a Kage that has been around for a while. It will be different than who you are at the moment before it dispels, but in the end it is still you just as I am now. Naruto rubbed his head and said, I think I get it, but there is so much I don't understand. Eva chuckled and said, that is the joy of being alive. If you knew everything in the world, what is the use in living? Naruto blinked and said, I guess you're right. Your husband must have been a great man to have you. Eva said, my creator was a great person and so was her husband, but I am not her. I may have her memories, but they were edited, and to me you are my husband, Naruto. Without you I would be nothing but a piece of metal gathering dust. You complete me. Naruto blinked and said, I see. Does that mean you love me? Eva looked confused and said, I am unable to answer that question because even though we are connected and together, we can never be truly together. At most I can be is as I am right now. Either a hologram or voice in your head. I will protect you because you are precious to me, because without you there is no me, but I cannot say that I love you because I am not sure what love it. I will never be able to give you physical comfort or love. The most I can do is give you emotional support. Naruto was quiet for several minutes and said, Eva. I understand what you're saying. I realize that we can never be together physically, but you and I are together mentally and spiritually. I would not be who I am without you. I know that there may come a day where I will find someone who I will love the way you can't, but you will also have a place in my heart. After all, you are my heart. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I love you. No matter what, I will always love you because you have loved me like no one else ever has. You will know me better than anyone ever. I hope you understand that. Eva was quiet again and said, I believe I understand what you are referring to, and if that is your decision, then I will love you always as well, even if we are separate but the same. I will be here for you always, but I want you to promise me something. Your Nindo is never to go back on your word, so I want you to promise me that you will not use me as an excuse to not find your own happiness with a real person someday. I do not want you turning into those 2 women we met today who are holding on to something they can't have. If you ever do, I will delete myself, causing my death. The nanites will continue to do the job even without me, and you will live. If you truly love me, then make the promise you will not let me hold you from true happiness. Naruto looked at her in the eyes and said, I promise, Eva. Eva said, good, now the water is as hot as it will get, so those knives are ready. Go wash your hand with that antibacterial soap and then set the knives on the towels neatly for access. Then we will begin. Naruto did as he was told, and as he sat down by the table he tied his broke arm at the wrist and the elbow with wire to prevent it from moving, and Eva showed her pouring some betadine on the arm and Naruto copied her moves. She then took a knife and carefully cut into Naruto's arm, and Naruto bit his lip as he put the blade himself in the spot, and he winced as he cut a 6-inch line down his arm as blood started to come out of the wound before he cut a 3-inch line across the top and the bottom of the first cut, and he then took a clothespin and pinned the skin he cut back onto the towel as he saw all the blood coming out. Eva said, "Use the baby nose pump to suck the blood out of the area around your bone as I do," as she showed the section to clean. Naruto was sweating heavy from the pain and he screamed, "Oh, as he felt the suction on the sensitive tissue on the inside of his arm. Eva said, "I know it hurts, but we must continue. Your body is already reacting to the blood loss as well as the pain, and you're entering the first stages of shock." Naruto gritted his teeth and said in a loud voice, "Just show me what to do." Eva said, "You must be careful here, Naruto." Naruto, as she looked up at him as he was beginning to sway, and she said loudly, "Naruto. Naruto, pay attention or you're going to die. It's the blood loss. You must stay focused and look at me. Naruto, look at me." Eva frowned as she looked around and the suit of armor appeared around Naruto's body including his arm, and Eva said, "Redirecting liquid hydrogen from propulsion system to left arm, beginning freezing process." As the suit of armor was covered in white frost, and Eva thought, this will give him at most an hour. No choice, forgive me Naruto. Activating remote control. As Naruto's body started to stand up and breaking the ninja wire that held the arm, and it began to walk toward the window and walk through it. People on the street began to scream as a suit of armor began to walk through the street with red light scanning the faces of everyone as they ran to get away from the strange metal monster. As the suit walked through the street, a man with a pitchfork appeared and held the pitchfork in his hand and screamed, "What are you and what do you want?" in a scared voice. Eva said in a male voice, "I am Iron Man. I am looking for the apprentice to Tsunade Senju of the Sanins named Shizune. A medical emergency needs her assistance. I mean no harm, but please help me find this woman. She has black shoulder-length hair and black eyes. She may be carrying a pig and was seen approximately less than 3 hours ago in this area. It is a medical emergency." The man asked, "How can I be sure you speak the truth?" Iron Man said, "I am a Konoha ninja who have been traveling with Jiraiya of the Sannin and another ninja. We were sent here to find Tsunade and Shizune, but the other ninja we came with is injured and currently dying from blood loss. Please, if you see this woman, tell her to find me." As the suit began to move, Shizune's voice came through the crowd and asked, "Who is hurt and what is wrong?" Iron Man said, "Naruto is currently suffering from blood loss nearby. Please come because I believe he has less than an hour left to live." Shizune frowned and said, "All right, show me where he is." Iron Man walked over and held out his arm and said, "Climb on and I can get us there faster. Please trust me and hurry." Shizune frowned and sat Tonton the pig on the ground and said, "Please get Tsunade-sama," as she got close to Iron Man. Iron Man wrapped his arms around her with the left arm being away from Shizune's body contact so the frost on it would not harm her, and said, "Hold on." And before Shizune had a chance to say anything, they flew into the air, leaving a shocked group as Shizune screamed. They soon landed on the roof of the hotel where Jiraiya and Naruto had been, and when Iron Man let go of Shizune, Eva appeared, shocking Shizune, and the armor around Naruto fell beside his right arm that was still frozen white, and Shizune asked, "What's going on and who are you?" as she looked at the passed out form of Naruto and then at Eva. Eva said, "I don't have much time. Since Tsunade could not do anything for him and he believed that you would be unwilling to help him with his arm, I told him of an experimental procedure to replace the missing bone in his arm with pieces of the armor. He tried the operation himself and passed out from blood loss. I currently have his arm in a temporary frozen state like frostbite to slow the blood loss, but I need you to finish the operation on his arm in the room below. Can you please pick him up and follow me and I will tell you how to save him." Shizune said, "If you know how to save him, then how come you don't do it?" Eva went and slapped Shizune, but her hand went through Shizune and she said, "I would if I was real. Please, he doesn't have much time," in a pleading voice. Shizune frowned and said, "All right. Show me where and what to do," as she picked up Naruto's body and saw the glow from the power cell. She followed Eva down to the room, and after she used a mud wall jutsu to fix the hole in the wall setting Naruto on the bed, she asked, "What now?" Eva said, do exactly as I do and I will show you how to replace the missing bone. After that you will have to heal the injured veins in his arm with your own knowledge as I am not a medic. Shizune frowned and asked, how can you be sure this will work then? Eva said, I have no choice. Please, just trust me because if Naruto dies, I die. Shizune looked around taking inventory of everything and she quickly sanitizes her hand and said, all right, what now? Eva then grabbed the items off the table and moved over and the armor disappeared and the bed was instantly covered with the blood and Shizune thought, shit, this is not good, as she did a quick scan and she said, I need to work on the bleeding first or he will die, give me a few minutes, as she began to heal the veins as best as she could and after 5 minutes giving Naruto a blood pill she said, that should give us a little time, now show me what to do and hurry. Eva then demonstrated how to saw the bone and then connect the two pieces by inserting then where the support rods for the arm would have went as well as bonding them to the bone with screw that began to move into the bone reinforcing it as well as making a stopper so the bone could not come out of the shock absorbers. When this was all done Eva said, that's all I know. The replacement parts have already began to connect to his arm so in 24 hours they should be even better than his own bone. It's up to you to fix the rest. As the armor appeared on Naruto again before appearing as if it was never there and Eva disappeared. Shizune began using her medical knowledge to help him and she thought, what the hell is going on? Damn it, why didn't he ask another doctor to do that procedure? Him and Jiraiya-sama both have a lot to answer. About 20 minutes later she finished and she wiped the sweat off her face and she looked at his skin that was nearly healed completely and she said, I wonder if he has a bloodline or something. He has an advanced cellular regeneration that I have never seen before. The test on his motor skills I ran after fixing the damage done to his arm show good signs of returning to normal with only a little rehabilitation, maybe none depending on how he adapts to those metal pieces. The chance of infection are moderate though so he will need some antibiotics. I guess I can run by the local pharmacy and see if they have what he needs, as she got up and cleaned herself up as best as possible and left the room. After searching for about 20 minutes Jiraiya and Tsunade came running up and Tsunade saw Shizune and the blood and froze again and Jiraiya asked, are you okay Shizune, what happened? Tonton came running up to us all excited for some reason. Are you hurt? Shizune looked down at herself and said, no, the blood belongs to Naruto. Since he believed Tsunade would not perform the operation to heal his arm and that I would be unwilling to because of my connection to Tsunade-sama he attempted to perform the operation himself. Some girl named Iron Man came and found me after he passed out from blood loss. Jiraiya thought a second and said, a suit of red and gold metal. Shizune glared at him and said, yes and I have a lot of questions about that as well as whatever the hell that woman was. Anyways the operation appears to be a success and the metal replacement parts were grafted to his missing bone in his left arm and it appears with his unique regeneration abilities he should make a full recovery providing he receive a couple of antibiotics that I was on my way to get. I do ask if that woman was able to show me how to heal his arm like she did how come you had to come find us instead of using a doctor in Konoha? Surely someone could have done it. Jiraiya frowned and said, Shizune, I know you and Tsunade both know the truth about the Kyuubi, think about it. Shizune blinked and her eyes went wide and said, so H's. Jiraiya said, yes, what you saw is something only the Sandaime, myself, Naruto, and one other person is aware of before now. I can't give any more details now but, anything else he was going to say ended when an explosion happened at the hotel where him and Naruto was staying. Jiraiya turned and quickly ran in that direction. Shizune frowned and started to run after Jiraiya but stopped as she noticed Tsunade was still frozen and the words Naruto spoke to her came back to her. Flashback. When was the last time you did something for yourself? When was the last time you actually had a smile on your face or felt you made a difference in the world? Do you think that your uncle would want either you or her to spend your life the way you are? Just remember Shizune, Tsunade not going to live forever, nobody does. What will you do when she's gone and you're too old to start to live? I hope you find what you're looking for. End flashback. Shizune looked at Tsunade and said, Tsunade-sama, you used to tell me that as a medic it was my duty to cause no harm and to help those that I could. Helping Naruto earlier reminded me why I wanted to be a medic in the first place. Uncle Dan would not want us to live our life like we had. I have stood by you when everyone wouldn't because of the pain of losing him. Somebody reminded me recently that nobody lives forever. He asked me what will I do once you were gone and I was too old to start to live my own life. I care for you Tsunade-sama because you're the only family I have left living, but I can't follow this path any longer. Uncle Dan would not want me to, and he wouldn't want you to either. Can you face him when you die as you are now, or do you want to face him as he remembered you? I hope you find what you're looking for, because Naruto was right. The Tsunade my uncle loved and asked to marry him died a long time ago, but she didn't die on the battlefield but in a bottle running from her past, as she looked sadly at Tsunade once last time and then jumped away after Jiraiya. Tsunade fell to her feet after Shizune was gone as she held her head as flashback of her brother and fiancé appeared, as well as Shizune words, and then she remembered what Naruto said. Flashback. She never understood that was why her brother and fiancé died for. You told me that they wanted to be Hokage, so they knew they had to protect what is precious to them, even with their lives. They held her as precious and died so she wouldn't. My father did the same thing, giving his life to seal Kyuubi into me to protect me and Konoha. My life may have been hell, but I understand why now, and I accept that fact. I am a Jinchuriki. I will sacrifice myself to protect what is precious to me because my dream is to be Hokage. I will become Hokage one day, I give you my word, and I never go back on my word. That's my ninja way. End flashback. Tsunade reached up and grabbed the necklace on her neck as tears fell and more of Naruto words came back. Flashback. There's no will to live in her eyes anymore, much less the will of fire. How can she ever heal my arm if she can't even heal herself? Flashback end. Tsunade looked at the sky and thought, Dan, Nawaki, what should I do? A flashback of her brother appeared and he said, my dream is to be Hokage so I can protect Konoha and those who live in it just like Grandpa and Granduncle did. Another flashback appeared of Dan and he said, my dream is to be Hokage because I want to protect what I hold in my heart dear to me. Another flashback of Naruto, this time saying, I will sacrifice myself to protect what is precious to me because my dream is to be Hokage. I will become Hokage one day, I give you my word and I never go back on my word, that's my ninja way. One last one appeared in her mind and she heard Naruto say, she doesn't have the strength to be Hokage because true strength comes from protecting that which is precious to you. A Hokage has to hold Konoha precious to them no matter what and be willing to do anything to protect it, including sacrificing their lives. She clenched her fist and thought, is that what you both believed, that Konoha was so precious to you that you both died to protect it? You both thought that I was precious to you so you both died to protect me. Oh, what a fool I have been. Please forgive me, as she closed her eyes. Just then an explosion rocked the side of the town where the others were and Tsunade stood up slowly and looked in that direction and a new fire burned in her eyes and she thought, I will not hide and be weak anymore. I will find true strength again. Just watch me. As she jumped on the roof and charged toward the form of Gambunta and Manda with narrowed eyes. Earlier before the first explosion. After Shizune left the room, Eva detected the door opening to the room and she quickly activated the armor on Naruto's body as well as the stealth shield, making it appear as if he was asleep, but the blood on the bed still was there. A pair of figures walked into the room and one laughed and said, my Kabuto, what do we have here? It appears that the Kyuubi child was in need of medical care for some reason. It was a good thing our informant learned of the battle he had with Itachi and Kisame recently and we decided to follow. I wanted to pay him back for ruining all my plans. Not only did he stop and defeat Shukaku, but my carefully planned out surprise attack to kill Sensei was ruined. I was not able to get him away so we could fight after I was knocked away. Kabuto looked around the room and said, it appears they went through a lot of trouble to make a field hospital though. Who was that figure in the strange armor we saw flying to this hotel? Orochimaru said, it does not matter at this time. Let's kill the boy. As he sent snakes at Naruto's body to bite him but they all could not enter his skin. Orochimaru narrowed his eyes as Kabuto threw a kunai that bounced off Naruto's skin. Both looked at each other and Orochimaru walked over and touched Naruto's skin and said, strange, it feels like iron skin. Kabuto, also lifting Naruto's arm up and let it fall, said, could it be some type of bloodline or perhaps a gift from the Kyuubi, like Gaara defense? Orochimaru seemed to think a moment and said, perhaps it would make sense the fox would give him some sort of way to protect him. I did not notice it in the Forest of Death though, but perhaps it was something that he just recently received. As he took a kunai and tapped Naruto's body a couple of times, hearing the sound of metal on metal. Orochimaru said, he would have been an interesting test subject, but I cannot take the chance that Jiraiya comes and saves him or that he escapes later. He has interfered too many times already for my liking. Even if his skin is made of some kind of metal, I doubt that it can handle being crushed and blown up. Set the place on fire and I will summon Manda to crush the building remains. As he left, Kabuto smirked as he placed the Bunsen burner on Naruto's chest and set the fuel canister on top before he quickly left the room. After he left, Eva appeared and frowned as she activated the remote control again, dropping the stealth shield and knocked the burner away. Unfortunately, the flames landed near the curtain and the fuel hose broke off the kerosene and it explodes. Outside the building, Orochimaru chuckles as he sees the explosion, but a moment later Iron Man shot out of the roof and landed on it, and Orochimaru narrowed his eyes and bit his thumb and wiped the blood on the seal on his arm and began flashing through hand signs. As he was about to finish, Jiraiya arrived and also began the same process. A few seconds apart, the sound of Kuchio's no jutsu was heard and Jiraiya looked at the roof of the building and said, "Iron Man, how is Naruto?" Iron Man said, "He is currently safe, though Orochimaru and Kabuto tried to kill him." A chuckle was heard and Kabuto appeared and said, "I was not aware that my name and exploits were so well known. Forgive me for asking, but who are you? I never seen you before." Iron Man said, "I am Iron Man." As he raised his right arm and a Senbon launcher raised out of it and shot out 10 Senbons, and another explosion went off as Kabuto replaced himself. Iron Man flew into the air and Shizune arrived at that moment and Iron Man said, "Look out for Kabuto, Shizune. He already tried to kill Naruto after you left. He works for Orochimaru." Shizune looked around when a pair of hands came out of the ground and cut her calf muscles and she screamed as she fell to the ground. At that moment Kabuto came out of the ground and went to kill Shizune from behind when Tsunade appeared, kicking him in the back, sending him flying toward a small pile of rubble, and Iron Man launched another set of 10 needles at Kabuto, and this time he cried out in pain as the right side of his face was burned from the explosion. Tsunade looked around and asked, "Are you okay, Shizune?" Shizune, who was trying to heal her legs, said, "I will be shortly, Tsunade-sama." And Iron Man landed and Shizune said, "H is a friend." And Tsunade nods and said, "Where is the Gaki?" Iron Man said, "He is safe for now." Tsunade said, "Good, then take Shizune and go guard him. Neither of you are ready for this level of fighting." As she summoned Katsuo and Orochimaru said, "It appears a reunion of the Sanins, huh? How are you, Tsunade?" As he cut his finger. Tsunade narrowed her eyes and said, "Time to die, Orochi-chan." Iron Man picked up Shizune and flew into the air as the battle bellow began. Shizune looked down while her hand glowed and Eva whispered through the suit, "Shizune, I only have 10 minutes of power left and Naruto will be defenseless. Can you show us someplace safe?" Shizune frowned and looked down and then said, "I can take you to our hotel room. Head east and I will tell you when to stop." Iron Man flew toward the direction that Shizune directed and soon landed on a hotel roof, and Eva said, "Any longer and Naruto might die from chakra exhaustion." "Sorry." As the suit fell away and Shizune acted quickly and caught him before he hit the ground. After looking around, she went to pick up Naruto when she heard a kunai approaching and, acting on instinct, turned, drawing one of her own and deflected it. She then took a defensive position in front of Naruto to hide him as much as possible from view. She narrowed her eyes as she saw Kabuto with his face restored, but one of his eyes was white, showing blindness, and she said, "So you're back, huh?" Kabuto said, "Yes, Lord Orochimaru sent me to with you, and the other man though, where is he? I know he can't be Naruto because I recognized the signs of blood loss, so he could not have been the one fighting, so that means there must be a third person, so where is he?" As his eyes darted around. Shizune said, "He's gone back to deal with Orochimaru." Kabuto frowned and said, "I see. Then I will have to deal with you quickly before," as he was suddenly sent flying and a 2-foot-tall old toad with a cane landed where Kabuto had been. The toad said, "Young whippersnappers these days, always forgetting to watch their backs. I take it the boy there is Naruto." Shizune said, "Hi, did Jiraiya-sama send you?" The toad looked at Kabuto and said, "Yes." As he tapped his cane 4 times on the ground and 4 6-foot-tall battle toads appeared on the roof. Kabuto narrowed his eyes and said, "I seem to have the disadvantage at the moment, but tell Naruto-kun that it will only be a matter of time before Orochimaru has his revenge for ruining his plans, and I will deal with this Iron Man myself the next time we meet." As he melted into the ground. After he was gone, the old toad walked over to Naruto and said him, "So this is Minato-san. I can tell the QB is here." As he tapped Naruto's stomach, but for some reason the QB power is not in the boy. I believe it has something to do with this. As he tapped the blue glow that was slowly leaking through Naruto's shirt. Jiraiya and Tsunade arrived a few moments later and Jiraiya looked at Naruto and Shizune asked, what happened to Orochimaru? Tsunade cracked her knuckles and said, he retreated when Jiraiya entered Sage mode though he sent him to aid you and Naruto for some reason. Why did you flee when you were safe in the air and where is Iron Man? Jiraiya shot a look around and said, Eva, how is he? Tsunade looked questionably when Eva appeared and said, he is currently down to about 13% of chakra. When I was forced to access remote control of the suit to find Shizune and then to save his life when Orochimaru and Kabuto planted a bomb on his body I had to use a 1/3 of his chakra both times and the rest I used to fly and to attack with senbons. Tsunade was wide-eyed seeing the hologram and the elder Toad asked, what are you? Jiraiya said, she is now a part of Naruto. The armor, her, and this are all connected. As he raised Naruto's shirt showing the power cell in his chest. Eva said, I must go for now because using this holographic form uses his chakra as well. As she faded away. Jiraiya said, thank you for coming to protect them Pa. I am in your debt. The now named Pa said, it's nothing little Jiraiya but I want the full story about this later. Somehow that device is purifying his chakra of all the Kyuubi power. There is none in his body except in the seal. Jiraiya nods and all the toads go up in smoke. Tsunade walked over to look at Naruto and Shizune picked him up and said, let's take him to our room Tsunade-sama and, thank you for coming to help us. Tsunade bit her lip and said, I take it the Gaki here was the one who gave you the advice. Shizune nods as they entered the hotel room and Tsunade asked as she closed the door, tell me Jiraiya. Exactly what type of chunin do I have under my command in the Gaki? Making both Jiraiya and Shizune look at her with wide eyes. Jiraiya asked, does that mean you're going to accept Sensei's request to become the Godime Hokage? Tsunade reached up to her necklace and she looked at it a moment and walked over to Naruto and said as she tied it around his neck, to protect what is precious to you is when you find true strength. To believe that Konoha and her people are what is most precious to you is what each of the Hokage have understood. I never realized that until today that Dan and Nawaki both sacrificed their lives not in vain but to achieve the dream but they had already achieved it. They found the strength to ensure that others would live when they wouldn't. I never understood that until this Gaki here literally shoved that in my face. I have to now redeem myself to the memories of both of them as well as him. One more time I will take a chance to believe in a dream. I acknowledge his dream that one day he will become Hokage. And I will kill anyone who tries to take that dream away. Jiraiya smiled and Shizune said, so we are returning to Konoha then. Tsunade said, no. We are returning home Shizune. Making Shizune let out a tear. Naruto slowly opened his eyes looking at Tsunade's eyes as a small smile appeared on his face and said, so this is Tsunade Senju of the Sanins. Tsunade smiled and leaned forward and kissed his head and said, rest Gaki, everything's okay now. Naruto slowly raised his left arm and he moved his fingers and turned his arm and said, yeah, everything's going to be okay now. Thanks, as he fell back asleep. Tsunade turned and said, now Jiraiya, tell me about Konoha and him and I mean everything. Jiraiya said, well, as he rubbed his head and began to tell them what he knew. When Naruto awoke again he reached up and rubbed his face and thought, what the hell hit me? I feel like Choji sat on me, again. Note to self, never try to take ramen from Choji. As he blinked and looked at his hand in front of his face and turned it right and then turned it left before moving it back and forward. He then used his thumb to touch each of his other fingers and he thought, Eva, what happened while I was out? Everything is really fuzzy. How did my hand get fixed? Eva's voice came in his head and said, I am sorry. As she then showed him a video playback of all the events of him passing out all the way up to when he woke up after Tsunade gave him her necklace. After it was over Naruto thought, Eva, thank you for saving me. I need to also thank Shizune. How long was I out? Eva asked, are you mad at me? Naruto smiled and thought, no. You did the right thing after I was an idiot. Eva said in a happier voice, it has been 2 days since then. You have slept that time and Shizune gave you some soup broth to help you regain your energy along with the medicine she thought you would need to prevent any infection. During that time Jiraiya and Tsunade have gone off doing something that I am not aware of. I have been in standby mode giving Shizune access to your body to ensure your health. Naruto blinked and thought, well I am glad Tsunade decided to heal herself and become Hokage but why is it only Shizune that has healed me and not Tsunade? Not that I mind or anything but I thought Tsunade was the more experienced medic. Eva said, Tsunade started to, but Shizune said that she was going to become your official doctor from now on. I don't know exactly what has happened, but Shizune and Tsunade seem to have some sort of conflict between them, I believe. I could be wrong, but I am not sure. Naruto nods and slowly sits up and said, let me take a shower and, shit, do I have any cloths? As he looked around the room, seeing as he was only in a pair of boxers. Eva said, I am afraid all your supplies went up in the explosion. Naruto sighed and said, maybe they have a bathrobe I can use. I need a shower. As he slowly got off the bed and went toward the door that was open, and he soon found it was the bathroom, and he took a shower washing his boxes, and using a blow dryer he found in the bathroom he dried his boxes. He then found a pink bathrobe on the back of the door and sighed and thought, might as well look the part, as he put his hands together, and Eva asked, what are you going to do? Naruto said, sexy no jutsu, as he was covered in smoke. When the smoke cleared, Eva screamed, what did you just do? Your biology just completely changed. Scanning. Naruto covered his ears as he had pigtails and breast and quickly grabbed the bathrobe and slipped it on. Naruto thought, that's just my sexy no jutsu. A henge. Calm down. As he walked out of the bathroom. Jiraiya turned to the sound of the door opening and he got a shit-eating grin and said, well hello miss, what are you doing here? As he was punched by Tsunade, sending him into a wall, and Shizune asked, who are you and have you seen a blonde hair boy around here? Naruto blinked and said, what's with you all? It's just a henge, damn it. I didn't want you all making fun of me because of the bathrobe, so I used my sexy no jutsu, and Ero-sanan over there gets all perverted and Eva is screaming something about changing my entire biography or something like that. It's me, Naruto. Tsunade blinked and put her hands together and said, Kai. And looked, and Naruto said, sorry granny, when I made this jutsu I made sure a simple release would not dispel it. By the way, I like your genjutsu now that it's not dispelled. Makes you look, well I guess you could say a BBB, a big boned blonde. Shizune walked over and grabbed Naruto's arm and said, come with me Naruto, as she dragged him into the bathroom before Tsunade could resort to murder. Once in the bathroom, Shizune said, all right Naruto, can Eva come out a moment? Eva appeared and said, yes. What is it? Shizune asked, what exactly were you trying to say about this jutsu he is using? As she looked at Naruto, who crossed his arms and pouted. Eva said, I don't understand exactly what happened, but the moment he did the jutsu his biology changed from male to female completely. Shizune started some hand signs and her hand turned green and she began to move them along Naruto's body, and Naruto said, stop that. It tickles. As he giggled a little. Shizune said, Naruto, can you release that jutsu and let me check you again to confirm something? Naruto sighed and said, geese, you all act like you never seen someone use a henge before. As he was covered in smoke, showing his regular body with the power cell in his chest. Shizune asked, does your scans show him back to normal also? Eva scanned and said, no. Somehow by him doing that jutsu it changed his chakra network enough to allow some of the fox's chakra to enter his system again. Not more than 2%, but enough that it will take me an hour to change it to normal. Naruto scrunched his nose and said, what are you all acting weird about? I have used that jutsu for 3 years now. Shizune asked, Naruto, what do you know about the difference between a male and a female? Naruto said, well, I know what I saw in a magazine that had pictures of women in bathing suits, what women look like, and I saw a gross picture in Gigi office of what the inside of the human body looks like once before he took it away, and I know what I look like and that there is supposed to be something different, but I never really thought about it. I don't want to be a pervert and get hit like I see women do all the time to guys. I get enough of that already. Why? Shizune blinked and blinked again and said, Naruto, stay right here a moment. I will be back, as she got up and left the room. Naruto looked at Eva, who actually was sweat dropping, and he asked, what? Eva closed her mouth that she started to say something with, and she just burst into particles and faded away. Shizune, when she walked out of the bathroom, closed the door and walked over to where Tsunade was healing Jiraiya's jaw, and Tsunade said, so did you figure out what kind of trick the kid is playing? Jiraiya told me he has a reputation of being a prankster. Shizune looked at her and blinked again and said, that's just it. I wish it was a prank. Jiraiya-sama, what was his education at the academy like? Jiraiya said, I know he was the dead last of his class, but other than that I really don't know. I only actually met him right before we came to find you both. Why? Shizune rubbed her fingers against her temple and said, "What if I told you that what you all just saw was an actual shapeshift? What would you both say?" Jiraiya became serious a moment and asked, "Do you think it has something to do with the fox?" Shizune said, "I don't know. I do know Eva said that when he did the jutsu it altered his chakra network enough to allow a little bit of the fox's chakra to enter him again and she was going to change it to normal now that he is a male, but that's just it. He actually doesn't understand the difference between males and females, so how can he change his biology enough to include a woman's entire reproductive tract?" He said he saw a gross book once in some ones he calls Gigi office that showed the organs inside of males and females, but this Gigi person took the book before he had a chance to read it and his only knowledge of what the outside of a female's body looks like is from a swimsuit magazine and him knowing what his own body looks like. He claims he purposely avoids learning anything that could be considered perverted because he doesn't want to give women any more reason to hit him since he saw some hit some men before. Tsunade frowned and said, "Shizune, can you be sure he is not lying to you about what he knows and Eva is not helping pull a prank?" Shizune said, "No, Eva is just as shocked as I am. Do you both mind going somewhere for a couple of hours? If Naruto doesn't know the difference between males and females then he probably has never had the talk either and I don't want him getting it from Jiraiya and I don't want to embarrass him." Tsunade said, "All right. You feed him and talk to him and Jiraiya and I will go get him some new cloths. You already gave me a list of his measurements so it won't take us long." Shizune said, "Give me about 0.3 hours. That way I can find the medical books in the scrolls one have to help me." Tsunade nods and said, "Come on pervert, take me shopping." Jiraiya said, "Be careful breaking him in Shizune," as he giggled pervertedly only for Tsunade to hit him in the head and drag him away by his ear. After they left, Shizune locked the door and sighed and walked toward the bathroom door and opened it and said, "Come on out Naruto and eat. You and I have a lot to talk about." Naruto came out still in the pink bathrobe and he saw a plate of takeout on the table and Shizune said, "Yeah, that's yours. We knew you would wake up today sometime and be hungry but we didn't know when so we went to the restaurant across the street to eat earlier. Go ahead and begin to eat and I will talk, okay?" Naruto asked, "Where's Granny and Ero-sanan?" Shizune said, "Jiraiya-sama and Tsunade-sama went to get you some new cloths since your old ones were destroyed in the explosion." Naruto said, "Good, I was worried I would have to wear this all the way back to Konoha," as he sat down and began to eat some rice and sushi. Shizune said, "All right Naruto, first, how are you feeling?" Naruto said, "All right I guess, thanks to you and Eva. Thank you for saving my life." Shizune said, "No, I should thank you for reminding me why I wanted to be a medic in the first place and for making me face my past. Anyways, can you feel any problems with your arm or anything else you need to tell me? I decided that I am going to become your official doctor from now on because I figure with the way Jiraiya-sama talked about your armor, Eva, and that thing that you are trying to keep it as much of a secret as possible but you're not going to be able to keep it completely a secret if you get hurt again." Naruto sighed and said, "I know. Eva told me about how I can actually get sick now since Kyuubi chakra not going to be in me to cure it like before along with a few other things. Are you sure you want to be my medic though?" Shizune said, "Yes. I think Tsunade-sama wanted to also but. Well let me put it another way, Tsunade is what people call technologically impaired. Most of the medical procedures she created over the years and taught was so she would not have to mess with X-ray machines, lab equipment, heart monitors, and things like those that any doctor who does not know how to use chakra uses daily. The procedure that Eva instructed me through to fix your arm Tsunade would not have done simply because she does not understand them and if she doesn't understand them then she won't use them. Add in that thing on your chest and her first instincts would be to rip it out of you. I already know that if that happens you will die from chakra explosion, correct?" Naruto nods and Shizune said, "I hope that you will not hold that problem against Tsunade-sama though." Naruto said, "I won't but thanks for explaining it to me. Eva and I thought that with the way you both had been acting the past couple of days while I was out that you both had a fight." Shizune said, "Well, we had a few words but it was over something we have already resolved. Now I understand enough about machines to be able to understand some of the things that pertain to you and Eva but on the way to Konoha I will want to have a talk with her so I can better treat you if and when you need it." "All right." Naruto said, "Okay," as he took a bite to eat. Shizune waited until he ate some more and she asked, now Naruto, I have a question. What was your education like in Konoha, because I am sure they should still teach basic anatomy to academy students. Naruto frowned and Eva voice in his head said, trust her Naruto. If she is going to be your doctor then she needs to know. Besides she is trying to be a friend to you. Naruto said, basically it sucked. When I was in the academy I was always picked on by the teachers and the other students. The teachers would ask me questions on things that we never even covered or stuff that I was sent out of the classroom for, and since I couldn't answer the question I would get F's and the kids would make fun of me for not knowing it. At first none of the teachers liked me, but then Iruka sensei changed a little, but it wasn't until I had done gave up trying at the academy to be anything more than the class clown that he actually saw me as a person instead of QB. By that time I didn't really trust him and started skipping classes to do pranks. I figure if I am going to be treated as shit and not learn anything I could use my pranks to train myself. My stealth got good enough that I was able to paint the Hokage mountain in broad daylight without getting caught until the end when I screamed, drawing their attention. I wore an orange jumpsuit since that was all I could get, and I was able to lead 4 teams of Anbu, 16 Junins, and 30 Chunins on a chase through the village for 2 hours until Iruka sensei came and found me. I didn't graduate the regular way either. I can't make bunshin. My chakra control sucks too bad to do them. I failed the exam 3 times because of that jutsu and nobody would help me to figure out why. Then Mizuki, Iruka assistant, told me about a makeup test. I broke in and stole the forbidden scroll from the Hokage tower, knocked out Gigi with my sexy no jutsu, and then in less than 3 hours I learned the Kage Bunshin no jutsu before Iruka found me and Mizuki tried to kill us both, but not before telling me about the QB and the reason I was treated the way I was. Shizune frowned and said, I see. Naruto said, but that was the night Iruka sensei acknowledged me as a person and not the QB after I defeated Mizuki. He gave me his own Hayate that night and became something like a big brother or something, though I don't get to see him very often now. Shizune said, I think I understand now why you don't know anatomy now. Finish eating while I get some things. As she began searching through her bag and frowned, thinking, oh great, I don't have those scrolls any longer. I forgot I sold them to pay off one of Tsunade-sama debt. A few minutes later she returned to where Naruto was sitting and said, well Naruto, I don't have the book that I was going to explain it to you, so I will just have to do it the old-fashioned way, as she created 2 mud clone. Once there was 3 Shizune, counting the original Shizune, pulled out her ink pen and the mud clone changed their looks to where one was a male and one was a female, and they both took off the cloths and Naruto had turned his head as the clones had begun to undress. Shizune said, relax Naruto. I created the clones and had them change the body enough so it won't be my body. See, even though their face are similar to me, it is different, so look as I explain the male and female anatomy to you so you can understand why your sexy no jutsu is so shocking. As she began to draw on the clone's body, explaining to him the difference. An hour later Naruto, after asking several questions, was nodding his head and Shizune said, so you finally understand what is unique about your sexy no jutsu. Naruto said, yeah, I see now. I never knew that I was actually changing that much. I won't use that jutsu again even as a joke. No wonder the girls always got mad at me. They must have knew it was real somehow. Shizune said they probably didn't know it was real since they never actually checked, but the appearance was good enough to throw any woman's dignity out the window. Women over the ages have had to fight hard to be recognized as more than sex objects, and that jutsu is basically reinforcing the belief that we are. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people in the world who will always see us women as just that. Naruto said, Ero-sanin being one of them. Shizune giggled a little and said, yes, though he does show a little respect, very little. Naruto said, well, thanks for explaining that to me. Shizune said, that was the easy part. Now that you understand, I need to explain to you what is referred to as the talk. I am sure someday you will find some woman you love and don't want to ruin it with misunderstanding on what is appropriate and what is not. Right. Naruto nods and Shizune began to explain it to him. Naruto by the end of the talk was passed out on the floor because Shizune had the 2 mud clones demonstrate certain parts. After Naruto awoke, Shizune said, so any more questions? Naruto said, no. Just promise me that you will never give me that talk again. Please. Shizune said, I won't, and relax. Since you were so good a student, I will tell you what. Tell me what chakra control exercises you know and how often you perform them, and I will help you with them. Naruto scrunched his nose and said, I know the tree climbing and water walking and I mastered them both. Shizune blinked and asked, well, how often do you do them? Naruto looked confused and Shizune said, your sensei did tell you that you need to keep practicing those to get better, right? Naruto frowned and said, Kakashi-sensei only showed my team the tree climbing exercise and he said to much chakra you blow off to little and you fall off, mark the tree with a kunai to show your progress before you fall off. Sakura got it on her first try and he sent her to guard the client at the bridge while he recovered, leaving Sasuke and me to do it. That was all he ever said, to me at least. In fact, that was all he actually taught me. Shizune frowned and asked, well, what about the water walking? Naruto said, well, Eva taught that to me after Kakashi-sensei told me I wasn't worth his time to train for the Chunin exams before he left me without even a helping hand. I learned it in a day from her before learning the hidden mist jutsu and how to use this suit during the 1-month break between the semi-finals and the finals of the Chunin exam. Shizune slapped her head and said, all right Naruto, here is the best advice to get good chakra control and to keep it anyone can ever give you. Even if you master the exercises, still do them to keep getting better. You know the tree climbing, learn the leaf balancing and the combine them together a few hours a week. Know the water walking, learn meditation and combine them while walking on the water. Naruto asked, can you teach me how to meditate and how to balance a leaf? Shizune looked around before sitting down in the lotus position and said, yeah. To meditate, sit down like I am and then focus on your breathing. Learn to stay calm and don't let anything bother you around you, just concentrate on keeping your breathing at a set pace. Once you are sure your breathing is calm and steady with nothing on your mind, focus inside you and feel the other things in your body that are running at a steady rhythm. You will find your heart, and once you find your heartbeat, you will feel the chakra flowing through you. When that happens, flow with it, find where it begins and where it ends. Once you can map your entire chakra network in meditation, you will be able to then, like your breathing and your heart, be able to steady the flow to make it where instead of ripples all throughout your network from the chakra being constantly created to a steady stream. As she saw Naruto close his eyes and began to regulate his breathing. Shizune remained quiet for nearly 20 minutes and dismissed her clones, and Naruto slowly opened his eyes and smiled at her a little and said, thanks Shizune. I think I understand what you were saying. Once I was able to get my breathing under control, it felt like I could feel my heart trying to tear out my chest. As I calmed it down, I felt. I don't know, my chakra doesn't normally feel like that to me. Shizune seemed confused and asked, like what? Naruto said, You ever see a water hose that has been held with a kink in it and then suddenly let go, how the water just shoots out real hard for a second? Well, it feels like it was going out real hard constantly. A voice from across the room startled both Shizune and Naruto, with Jiraiya saying, it's not surprising if you think about it, Naruto. Your body had to adapt to the QB chakra flowing into you, so to make sure that you have more of your chakra than the QB harmful chakra in you at a time, then your body would have to get to make your own reserves fill up faster than QB chakra. Naruto asked, when did you both get back? As he stood up. Tsunade said, as Shizune, mud clones dissolve. But why did you need mud clones? Shizune said, to demonstrate something. Nothing important. Naruto rubbed the back of his head and said, then I have a question. If my chakra is coming out so fast from my heart, then why is hitting a wall that is going back toward my heart? Or at least that was what it felt like. Tsunade blinked and said, Naruto, I know Shizune said she is your medic and I suspect I know why. Shooting Shizune a glare, but let me check something please. Naruto looked at Shizune, who said, go ahead Naruto, she has more experience than I do. Naruto walked over and Tsunade made her a few hand signs and her hand glowed green and she moved it over Naruto's heart and then toward the device in his chest, and she narrowed her eyes and looked at Naruto and asked, since you got this thing, what has your chakra reserves been like? Naruto frowned and said, actually smaller. I used to be able to make nearly 1000 Kajbunshin, but now I can't even make 50. Jiraiya's eyes got wide a moment and he walked over and said, take that robe off and let me check something. Naruto frowned but took it off, leaving him in his boxes, and Jiraiya said, well, the seal that is drawn here is adding chakra from his heart to the device. I can't see anything wrong. Tsunade said, I do though, and I can understand how Shizune missed it also. As she stepped back. Shizune blinked and asked, what did I miss? Tsunade said, follow the actual chakra network from his heart and across his body, not just the seal that traces the chakra path. Shizune's hand started to glow green after a few seconds and she concentrated and her eyes got wide and said, no way. Naruto looked scared a moment and asked, what? Tsunade said, Naruto. How did you get this device? Who gave it to you? Naruto frowned and said, someone who wanted. Tsunade asked, I mean, was it a doctor? Naruto said, he said he was a metallurgist. Why? Tsunade shook her head and said, listen Naruto, whoever gave this to you may have been a brilliant person in metalworking with other skills. He must also have had some basic understanding of the human body and seals, but he was no seal master and he was no doctor. Otherwise he would have realized that what he did was disconnected the main chakra network and the only thing actually keeping you alive is this single seal line right here. You're only getting maybe a fraction of your actual reserves because of it. Your main chakra network from your heart is just clamped off and not connected to this device like it is on the other side. Perhaps he thought it was the same but it's not. You need an operation Naruto to fix this. Naruto frowned and Shizune said, I am afraid she is right Naruto. I can't believe I missed that. Naruto looked down and Jiraiya said, Naruto, have Eva come out a moment. Eva appeared without asking and Jiraiya said, did you know this? Eva said, no, I can't actually scan his chakra network. All I can do is control the flow of chakra through the power cell and the seals that are connected to it. Jiraiya said, wait, you can control the seals connected to the device. Eva said, yes, how do you think I am able to control the seal gates for Kyuubi chakra to make sure that Naruto chakra is always the dominant one? The same technology that is used to repair the suit is added to any seal that is connected to the Naruto. I simply send commands to the nanites that embed themselves into the seals and they relay any command I send down them instantly to make the appropriate one does what it is supposed to do, like activating or deactivating a seal, and for how long. Why? Jiraiya looked at Naruto and then at Tsunade and said, oh nothing. Just curious how she was able to do it. Naruto scratches his head and Tsunade said, listen Naruto, we need to fix that chakra connection or it is going to cost you trouble down the road. Naruto frowned and said, great, just when I wake up huh? Tsunade said, don't worry, it won't be too hard to fix and I can have it taken care of in less than 2 hours. A small cut and then using chakra to mend it together before sealing it back. Naruto asked, and your fear of blood? As he cut his finger with a fingernail and held it up to show him bleeding. Tsunade walked over, took the blood and said, I am over it, in a confident voice. Naruto said, well I guess then I will show you some respect Hokage-sama, at least when I have to granny. Tsunade punched him in the head and he flew backward into the wall and groaned as he passed out. Tsunade chuckled and Shizune said, you know that Jutsu only calls for a light tap to the head, not a forced punch, as she had saw the hand sign Tsunade was doing discreetly. Tsunade said, I know but he had that coming and I doubt I will get many more chances without her stopping my punches again, as she shot a glare at Eva. Jiraiya said, now Eva, you and I are going to talk while they work on the Gaki. I don't like the ideal of his life revolving around a metal device in his chest that if damage means his death. I studied the seals on him every chance I had since I met him and I do see you care for him. You may be a hologram but you do have some human emotions, most likely from your creator, so you must understand that you are a risk to his life. Eva said, I am aware of this though I can't do really more than I already am to help protect and aid him. As Shizune moved Naruto to the bed as Tsunade washed her hands, Jiraiya said, then we are going to discuss a few new seals you will have under your control to help him. I am going to create several failsafe seal lines like around the device in his chest that will have safety cutoffs like the Kyuubi gates that if that device is damaged he can still access his regular chakra by having you quickly turn them on. Do you understand? As he turned his notebook around to show a drawing of what he had planned. Eva said, yes. I understand the concept as I had also been thinking about something like that, however I do not have the required knowledge to properly perform it myself or the ability. Jiraiya said, good, that shows you're willing to do what is necessary to ensure my godson life. Now on top of that I have a problem with his own speed and strength and enhancing them. I will place 5 seals on his back, arms, and legs that will act as artificial weights. They can only go up to 200 each for a total of 1,000 pounds and will increase by adding 10 pounds starting with the first 10 pounds. You will send a small burst of chakra to each of them when he gets used to them, adding 10 more pounds until each reach the 200 level. I will connect them each to a seal near the relay that I am putting around the device so not to draw too much attention. Eva said in a neutral tone, is that all? Jiraiya said, no. There is one more thing. How much are you able to record around Naruto, because I noticed when you were able to show him a replay of the Rasengan first stage to help him. Eva said, I constantly monitor the area for any threat to him and can replay whatever I monitor, including any battles we see. As a scene of Orochimaru and Jiraiya going through the process of summoning. Jiraiya said, I see. That was all I was needing to know. Now go ahead and rest or whatever it is when you disappear, as I got work to do. Eva frowned and thought, jackass, as she faded away. When Naruto awoke several hours later, he sat up slowly and Tsunade said, everything seems to be better now and you should have more chakra than ever before. Since it is too late today to head back, we will leave at first light tomorrow. We are going out to eat, so grab your cloths there and try 'em on and meet us down in the lobby. As she grabbed her coat and walked out of the room with Jiraiya and Shizune. After they were gone, Eva said, I don't know if you want to know, but some other stuff was done while you were asleep, as she had the replay of hers and Jiraiya conversation. When it was over, he said, I see, and he thought, can you hear me still? Eva nods and Naruto thought, I want you to keep watch of what everyone else does. I don't care who they are. Right now the only one I actually trust is you, because you have never betrayed me or given me a reason to doubt you. Ero-san never was really there for me ever before I got you. As for Tsunade, she may be changing her spots, but seeing Kabuto like that showed me even someone who seems to want to help can shed their skin like a snake, just like Mizuki. Eva asked, what about Shizune? Naruto thought, for now, her also, with a frown on his face. Eva nods and fades away as Naruto gets dressed in a pair of black pants, blue shirt, and then the armor appeared on him cloaked except for his head and he slipped on his chunin vest. When he got down to the lobby, Tsunade said, I see you finally ready, come on Gaki. Jiraiya said, so, everything okay? Naruto said, of course, why wouldn't it be? Jiraiya said, oh nothing, just wanted to make sure you feel alright considering all the medical needs you had. Naruto said, I see, well thanks for watching out for me Godfather, with a smile on his face and thought, ironic it's only when the Hokage ordered him to. Eva said in his head, don't become cold Naruto. He may have honestly have had a reason that he claims. Naruto sighed and thought, I know, but I don't like how he treats me as an idiot and treats those I care for like crap. Eva said in his head, don't worry about me Naruto. I have no feelings. I am just a hologram and a machine. These are real people who are trying to care for you. Naruto followed the group into a small bar and restaurant and thought, don't make excuses for them. I will give them a chance, but I won't let them hurt me like Mizuki did. Eva remained silent for the rest of the night. The next day, as the group was walking on their way back to Konoha, Jiraiya said, here you go Naruto, as he tossed Naruto a scroll. Naruto opened the scroll and unsealed a rubber ball, and Naruto frowned as he sent chakra to it and it explodes, and Jiraiya said, I see you got through that even faster than me. Tsunade asked, what are you both up to? Naruto said, he's teaching me the Rasengan. That was the second stage, however what he is not telling you is that what I did was only half as strong as his, because he uses 10 different rotations as the first part and I already have that down also, but the second stage is supposed to make all 10 equal in power as you power up the jutsu, but I only have 5. Isn't that right? As he looked at Jiraiya. Jiraiya frowned and said, Eva helped you understand the jutsu better than I thought she could, but you also just revealed the secret behind it. Naruto shrugged and said, tell me what the last step is so that I can just go on to it after I finish getting all 10 up to the right level. Jiraiya frowned and saw Shizune and Tsunade looking at him, and he sighed before he blew up an air balloon and said, the last step is containment. You must put the first and second stage together without popping the balloon, as he showed a finished Rasengan and the balloon in both his hands. Naruto frowned and looked at his hand and said, why? Making all 3 look at them. Jiraiya asked, what do you mean why Gaki? That is just the way the jutsu is done. Naruto said, but then the problem with the Rasengan still exists. Your target has to be standing still in order to hit them. Why can't you just do this instead? As he held up his hand and everyone watched as energy began to gather in his hand, and instead of forming a ball like the Rasengan it formed into a thinner, wider disc, and Naruto turned his arm and made a throwing motion and the disc shot out of his hand and went toward a tree and sliced through the tree, leaving an inch-tall cut that was 6 inches wide all the way through the tree. All 3 adults were gaping at this and Jiraiya asked, how did you do that? Naruto scratched his head and said, well, I was thinking back after I learned the secret to the first stage was multiple directions where before I was only going one way and it made the balloon go flat. Jiraiya nods and asked, and? Naruto said, well, that got me thinking, what would happen if you added multiple currents all going in the same direction instead of different? That was only 5 currents, the amount actually needed to burst a water balloon and a rubber ball. I still want to try and get it to the same 10 rotations like the regular Rasengan, but at least as it is now it doesn't take as much chakra as the Rasengan and it can be thrown. Jiraiya put his hand to his chin and said, I see where you are coming from, though. Do you realize that you took the principle of the Rasengan and created a new jutsu? Naruto said, really, cool. I guess I will call it a Rasenshuriken since that is what it looks like, a shuriken spiraling. Jiraiya said, kid, you just completed one of the 2 dreams your father had for this jutsu. One was to be able to throw it. I see now the fact the energy is going in the same direction keeps it stable enough as long as the core is moving faster like gravity to hold it together in flight. Well done. Naruto scrunched his nose and asked, well, if that was one of my dad's dreams, then what was the other? Jiraiya said, to add elemental manipulation to it. Naruto asked, what's elemental manipulation? Jiraiya blinked and asked, do you know what your primary element is? Naruto said, no. Should I? Jiraiya frowned and asked, what the hell did Kakashi teach you, Naruto? Shizune said, tree climbing, and even that was half-ass. That was all he taught Naruto. Jiraiya growled and said, when we get back to Konoha I will get the things I need to teach you elemental manipulation. Naruto said, that reminds me, we still need to go by and get me some senbons. I only have 50 left. Jiraiya nods and said, we will, kid, but I am more worried about getting your overall skills better. Not just those that you get from the suit. Naruto said, well, in the meantime I am going to keep working on the Rasengan to try and completely learn it so I can make the Rasenshuriken stronger. I want to make it as wide as a demon windmill shuriken if I can. Jiraiya said, that would be a major assassination jutsu, Naruto, if you could throw it fast enough. Naruto asked, assassination jutsu? You mean like the Chidori of Kakashi? Tsunade asked, you do know that the Rasengan is an assassination jutsu, right? Naruto said, no, all I know about it is the steps so far and that my dad created it. Tsunade shot Jiraiya a glare and he said, I know. I will explain it to him. Naruto sighed as he pulled out another rubber ball and concentrated on his free hand and then on the ball and it explodes again. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.